to do, but just know that sometimes the limiting factor is how much pressure this area can take where it's wrapped around. Sometimes it's in the joint, sometimes it's in the muscle. Sometimes if you're using your right arm, you might feel it in your left side, or if you're doing your left arm, you might feel it in your right. So just be aware that there's these sensations that happen throughout your body, and you want to respect whatever that limiting factor is, right? Whatever the sensation or whatever the experience is that feels like you shouldn't push harder. And just know that, okay, those things are bound to happen, and we want to kind of explore and look for them. So we have our low anchor point today. So what you want to do is we want to wrap this around a low anchor point and then sliding it through the other side. All right, and so now it's nice and anchored. I'm going to demonstrate. So the first one, when we sit down with your legs out straight, you want to make sure that this is either in the middle of your shin or close to your knee, and we're going to place it around the top of the foot. You're going to lie down, keeping a small space in your back. We're going to pull that leg up and hold it. The leg that we're lifting, that pelvis side usually likes to fall down. We want to keep that nice and level. The daisy chain is slightly at an angle, and so because of that, our foot is going to be out to the side relative to the daisy chain, as opposed to here it's in alignment, and I have to internally rotate or take my foot out to keep it aligned with my thigh, as opposed to keeping it aligned with the attachment. So just being aware that that is an option where you're trying to keep your hip, knee, and foot in alignment versus keeping it aligned with the daisy chain anchor. So we'll do each of those, 30 seconds each side. From there, we keep it around the lower leg, and we're going to lie perpendicular. So you want to make sure that, again, the yoga mat allows you to have enough real estate or space to be able to lie perpendicular. Here you line your knees up with the daisy chain. If I take my foot back towards it, there's slack. If I pull it away, that's where there's tension. And I think about taking the toes towards that foot as well. And we'll do 30 seconds each side. So again, then I can put my foot through it and then turn over, get my knees aligned in the middle of the mat, lie down, and then I would scoot over just a little bit. And if I was closer, now my foot, you can see there's not enough slack, so I have to move far enough away to generate tension, to allow these muscles to create a stronger contraction. From there, we're going to move to a seated position, and we're going to use our hand to grab, and we're going to pull back. So if I'm sitting close, my hand travels further behind my body. If I sit further away, as I pull, I can't get it quite there. If I go the happy medium, the Goldilocks zone, now my arm can make it to my body, right? So wherever you sit will determine how much motion do you get before this daisy chain blocks. So the muscles create a stronger contraction. From there, we move down to elbow flexion. We're going to do 15 seconds with the palm up, thumb out, 15 seconds rotating the palm down. So we're getting some wrist variation. And then from there, we turn around. We'll do the back of the arm and the depression. So here, what we're thinking about is trying to press away. So I'm thinking about shoulder motion and elbow. So here I'm a little bit beyond 90. If I go a little bit further away, now that changes that elbow position. So both are good to do. Just know that there is variation. And then we'll do both arms. And then from here, we move to a standing position, and we're going to do a standing hip flexion. So you place this around your lower leg. You walk out to where there's tension, and from here, that's where we're going to push. And see, now my leg I'm standing on is in front. I also have the option of standing on the leg behind and taking this leg slightly in front. So just know that there's variations here. This leg is hip flexing behind the leg I'm standing on. Here, it's hip flexing past the leg I'm standing on. So just notice that difference and realize there is a setup difference. So with that, we'll move into round one. Again, today we're doing 2 rounds. So we're going to place this around your lower foot, or the top of your foot, after you measure where this distance is relative to your legs and shins. All right, here we go. We're lying on your back, keeping a small space in your back. Pull that leg up, holding it. Again, you're trying to align your hip, knee, and foot all together versus allowing the foot to align with the anchor. And then you're just pulling, pushing the opposite leg, the leg that's extended. You're thinking about pushing it down, pushing through the bottom of your foot, pulling the leg up, holding it nice and steady. Keep holding, keep squeezing. We're gonna switch legs, placing it on top of the other foot, and then pull the leg up. Again, you're keeping that foot aligned. Pull the toes up, holding it nice and steady. Again, making sure that foot's aligned with your knee and hip, not allowing that foot to rotate across, aligning with that anchor. Pulling that leg up, pulling through the top of the foot, opposite leg down, and relax. We'll move to perpendicular. So now you can keep that around the leg, and we're just gonna lie now perpendicular. So again, once you get your knees to the middle of the mat, you want to go towards it. That creates slack, pushing away towards the opposite leg. Here we go, 30 seconds. Holding it across, I'm just trying to push that leg towards the leg that's out straight. Trying to stretch that daisy chain. Go ahead and relax a little bit. And then we'll do another 15-second pressure. Taking those toes across as well. 5 seconds. And relax. Okay, we're just gonna rotate. So you can just spin around, get it onto the other leg. Again, get lined up where the knee's right in the middle, take it towards it, there's slack. And now I'm pushing away, trying to pull on that daisy chain, helping these external rotators get a little bit tighter of a contraction, helping them generate greater force. We relax, taking that foot back towards the anchor, and then pull it once again. Trying to stretch it, take those toes towards the opposite leg. And relax. All right, from here we're gonna move to seated rows. So we're gonna sit and face the anchor. We're gonna grab with your hand. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. Here not only is it a row for the shoulder and arm back muscles, but also back muscles by trying to hold this extension. So sit up nice and tall. You're thinking about how much can your back be involved to hold you upright, and then how much can you hold to pull this hand back, and then relax, stretch it out, and once again pull back. Again, paying attention, what are your feet and legs doing? Shoulder staying depressed, pull this arm back, keep trying to stretch this daisy chain. Final second, and relax. We'll switch arms. Sitting up tall, pulling back. Trying to keep that shoulder down as you pull. It likes to start creeping up. Think about trying to keep that bottom of the elbow closer to the floor. We're gonna relax, take that arm out, and then pull back. Where do you get cramping and sensation? Does it feel pretty even through your contact points? All right, so now we slide forward, We're gonna do the first one with the palm up, thumb out. Your knees stay bent, feet flat. If I extend my elbow, they're slack. Now I'm pulling up. You can feel the bicep, the peak get created. It's going to be a little bit bigger with your palm up. How do your back muscles feel? Now we're going to rotate that palm so it's facing down, thumb is across the body, and continue to pull up through that forearm. Trying to bend the elbow, flex the elbow a little bit more. And relax, switch sides. Again, we're going back to palm up. How do your back muscles feel? Can you pull a little bit more in that daisy chain? Get a little bit more of an elbow squeeze. We're going to rotate that palm down. Thumb's going across your body. Keep squeezing through here. Keep trying to pull that forearm up, flexing this little elbow space. Trying to decrease it, get that squeeze together. And relax. All right, from here we turn around. Again, depending on how far away you go, we really want to be working the shoulder depression, and how far away you go will determine how much elbow extension you get. So here we're doing palm facing in. And then I'm going to rotate my palm so it's facing up, thumb is out, and I'm just still thinking about pushing that hand down, depressing through my shoulder, trying to just stretch this away. How's it feel in the back of your arm, back of the elbow? And relax. Okay, we'll switch to the other side. Palm is facing in for this first 15 or so, pressing down. Okay, we're going to rotate so that palm is up, thumb is out. Continuing to press that forearm and elbow, trying to press into extension. Think shoulder depression. Everything through this side that is connected is trying to push away from the anchor. All right, we'll move to a standing position. Final exercise, or round one. So again, we place this around our leg. We walk out to where there's tension. And then depending if you want to work on more hip flexion and a hip flex position, my leg I'm standing on is going to be behind me, and then I'm just standing and pressing forward. And this is working more of the front of the leg that's in the daisy chain, the leg you're standing on, more of the lateral and posterior, and a little bit of the quad. And relax. Okay, we'll switch legs. Taking your time during the transition. Again, walking out to a similar position. And then where you get tension, and then I'm gonna stand on the leg so I can have my leg in the daisy chain in front of the leg that I'm standing on, posted on. Again, how's the leg that you're standing on? How about the foot? Do they feel similar? Can you push a little bit more through the leg that's in the daisy chain? Final second. And relax. All right, we'll move back to the floor. Grab some water if you'd like. And we'll start round two on the floor. All right, so again, we want to line up when we're sitting, that is about middle of the shin. So last time I was closer to my knee, so this time I'm going to go a little bit further back. Place it around the top of my foot. We're going to lie back down. All right, maybe go a little closer. Here we go. Pull the top of the foot up, keeping that foot, knee, and hip aligned because it's easy to let that foot rotate across. Thinking opposite, that leg that you're pushing down, the leg that is extended is pushing down and away. This leg that is bent is pulling up. taking the top of the toes towards your forehead. Thinking about, can you take the top of the foot any closer to the same side shoulder? Spinal second. And relax. We'll switch. Switch the leg. Switch which foot it's over the top of. Lying back down. Pulling up and hold. Again, making sure that foot, knee, and hip are aligned versus allowing that foot to rotate across. Opposite, the leg that's out extended, pushing through it, pulling the opposite leg, they're going in opposing directions. Occasionally checking with your eyes, but then put that head right back down. Push, 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 trying to get that opposition. So now I just keep that same side leg in there. I'm gonna lie where my knees are right in the middle of the yoga mat. I'm gonna lie down once there's tension. And now I'm gonna go a little bit closer so I just get a little bit more motion this time. And then I'm just pulling across. Take that foot across. We can ease out of it just so you can feel what it's like to allow those muscles to relax and then contract them once again. And relax, we'll switch sides. So again, kind of making the transition right here when you're still in the middle of the mat. I'll line up to where my knees are right in the center. I'll lie down. And then I'm just gonna move just a little closer so I get a little bit more motion. And here we go. Do a little pull, rotate the toes in. Ease out of it just so you can feel what it feels like to relax those muscles and then rotate back across once again. Taking that lower leg towards the opposite leg that's extended. And relax. Okay, we're gonna move to seated row. So last time I was a little bit further away. This time I'm going to get a little bit closer so my arm can actually move past my body. Here we go, sitting up tall. Pulling back, holding it steady, then allow that arm extend, and then pull back once again. So you can feel those muscles that were tight. They get to go into that lengthened position. They get to relax their contraction. Just as important it is to contract, it's also equally important to let these areas relax and relax. Okay, we'll switch arms. Pulling back, sitting up tall. And then reach it out. One more, pull back and hold. Final seconds. Get that little extra squeeze and relax. Now we'll slide forward. We're gonna do our elbow flexion. So I'll do the first section with the palm up towards my face, thumb is out. Here we go, pull it up, squeeze through this bicep. You feel it get nice and tight through here. We're gonna rotate that palm down through the forearm, keeping the elbow tucked in at your side. Continue to pull the forearm up. Squeeze through this elbow space. And relax. Okay, we'll switch arms, switch sides. Back to palm up, thumb out. Here we go, pulling up. Squeeze. Continue trying to put a little stretch on that daisy chain. Keep that pressure through the form. We're going to rotate the palm down, thumb across the body. Keep that elbow tucked in at your space or your rib cage. It's easy to, as you rotate, to let this form do something, but keep it tucked in. And relax. All right, we're going to spin around. So here I want to kind of envision that I'm holding a box in between my hands. And here also I want to think about depressing through my shoulder and pushing this form away. Then halfway through I'm going to push my palm and rotate my form so my palm is facing up, thumb is out, continuing to press down. And relax, okay? We'll switch arm is around through the daisy chain loop. Palms are facing, press down, really depress through the shoulder. We're gonna rotate that palm so it's facing up, thumb is out, continue to press that forearm down. And relax. All right, we have our standing hip flexion. So last time I had my stabilizing leg, the standing leg in front. This time I'm going to be in back. So I'm going to be here. And working this hip flexion in different points challenges your balance and your stability through your ankle that you're stabilizing on. And I'm definitely not going to be as strong with the press forward. We'll switch legs. Okay, you walk out till there's tension. Here we go. Again, how's it feel on the leg that you're stabilizing on? How's it feel through the leg that you're pressing forward? Does one side have more balance? Can you create a stronger contraction to even assist your balance? And relax. Nice job. We'll do that for today.
Very good, thank you.
Yes. All right. How are those